Yo, check it. It's your main man A Sizzle, my main man B Sizzle. You know what I'm saying? We are going to review one of the most anticipated games of the year 2008.
Of all time?
Of all time, even. Grand Theft Auto 4. The Quattro.
Or in Roman.
That was terrible.
Alright, sorry.
Like, there was a lot going into this. I played all of the old GTAs, not the old ones, but the PS2 ones when they first became 3D. GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas. I played them all the way through. I loved them. Awesome, but it was kind of becoming kind of dead, like dying, sort of like sandbox. I was kind of bored with it, so I expected with GTA 4, with the multiplayer coming out, that was a big feature about multiplayer. Woo! And it's the first GTA on the next gen console. Specifically, we played it on the Xbox 360. Bardiya, what were your expectations going into this? There was a lot of hype around this. I'm falling out of my chair. There was a lot of hype around this game. What were your expectations going into it?
Now, you remember when, like a couple of years ago, when you kept on playing the PS2 games, I was never really that much into them. Like, to me, those type of games where I find it like the gameplay would get boring quick for me. I know there's like a bunch of stuff you could do, but the controls weren't that like, it was cumbersome to go around and do stuff. Like, it felt like lots of work.
It was pretty clunky back then.
Yeah, so I never really cared for like you can do whatever you want.
Sandbox.
Style. Yeah.
Sandbox.
Because it just wasn't refined. And so when the game came out, this guy was the one who was all excited about it, like getting it on day one and everything. And I just sat back and played my Super Smash Brothers. And I got it on, like, just 2 months ago I got the game. And I beat it. He didn't.
I actually have not beaten GTA 4 to this day. Not finished it.
And you're not the only one.
Pretty close. I'm maybe like 60% through the main quest, 70%. So I'm actually, without actually delving into the single player yet, let's talk about, what specifically are the new features in GTA 4 as compared to the old GTAs? What are new features coming in on this?
Well, the main thing is the whole cell phone and where it kind of connects the whole world together. To me, it feels like, because the world is smaller, you have like more people. You don't necessarily have as much stuff to do as the old GTA, but it makes more sense. You feel more involved in the city because
definitely
you feel like you impact more characters. Whereas in the old one, it just felt like, here's a big, huge field, do whatever you want.
So you finished the single player campaign, whereas I didn't. So we're gonna go with you because you're apparently the expert.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And no spoilers, since I guess you didn't beat it, but.
No spoilers in this episode, everybody. No spoilers.
When I first started the game, like, I was really expecting lots of stuff, like, because the only complaint I started hearing from this guy and my other friend was that the multiplayer. The multiplayer Bardiya.
Get in the car. Yeah, go.
Good to go. The only complaint I was hearing was that the multiplayer kind of would get like sucky, but everyone kept on telling me like, nah, single player is like greatest gaming experience of my whole life. So as far as my expectations go for the single player or for the game overall, even though everyone tried to hype it up, I still try to lower them because I knew like games rarely like meet the hype. And
true that.
Yeah, when I got to it, like I was really like expecting a lot more, and when I get into it, I'm like, it's really more of the same old stuff, but it's just more refined, which is something that appealed to me. And the main thing that I like was that the story is much, much better. Like, the main reason I beat this game is because of the story.
Okay. I mean, the story was great, but as a lot of people had problems with, you get about halfway through and it kind of starts feeling like a chore.
Yeah, it gets missions get repetitive. It's drive there, then you chase this guy in a car, then you get out and you have to kill the guy.
It's the same thing. It's like,
or blow up this guy.
And it kind of lost like the old GTA. I mean, after playing the old GTAs, it was kind of like it's the same thing. So moving on from single player. So overall story, you already spoke about story. So the story was pretty good. pretty solid. It was kind of like, if you look at Gears of War as like an action Hollywood movie, this was more like a dramatic slash action.
Yeah, it felt like
movie.
The script, like if it was a movie, couple of touches to the script, and it could be like an actual decent movie with a good plot.
Godfather Cinco.
Yeah, go for it. And
I don't even know.
Yeah, like to me, the story was the reason I beat. Like 60% through the game, I probably got to the same point as most people that didn't beat the game, and then I got to the story. I'm like, I gotta know how this ends. I just want to know. Will Nico make it?
And overall, gameplay was definitely an improvement over the old GTAs. For sure. The shooting wasn't the greatest, but
it's like a clunky cover system, but it's there.
There's actually a cover system. It's actually not. It's good for the type of game. There's no Gears of War, but it's good. Graphics wise, it's definitely a very realistic and good looking game. You got an entire city on your screen. There's no frame loss. It's beautiful. So we're gonna move on to the multiplayer. This was the big feature. Multiplayer. Oh, this is gonna be the greatest game ever just because of its multiplayer alone. The multiplayer alone is worth $1,000. Apparently, no one said that. I said that. So what went wrong with multiplayer?
Now for the multiplayer, first of all, kind of a disappointment that there's still no co-op, which is something that Saints Row has. Pretty sad.
That was different.
The other thing, the multiplayer is just like you said, on paper it sounds like the greatest thing ever.
It's like cats fighting outside.
But when you get to it, it's just so disappointing. It's like they gave you so much stuff to do. In a way, it kind of felt like the old GTAs to me, where you have like so much stuff to do and it gets boring and repetitive. Especially because most people that play don't play the game the right way. Like on Xbox Live, everybody's on their microphone and you every insult to the world to anyone, and it gets pretty ridiculous. It's fun if you play with people you know, but otherwise it's...
I agree 100%.
It's very chaotic.
Good games in GTA are, I guess in my notes, highlighted far and in between. You find a good game and it's like the funnest thing you've ever played, but it's like 1 in 20 that you will find a good game. Most of the time it's just frustrating and annoying.
And what's even more frustrating is like you think about the wasted potential of this, because everything's in place, just a couple of touches here and there, like if they let you create lobbies and everything like that, stuff that are standard in every other game.
Well, we'll have to look forward to GTA 5. Bum, bum, bum. Anyway, so overall, Bardiya, what's your rating of GTA 4?
Now, my overall rating out of 10, again, I don't mess with the decimal crap, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
8 out of 10.
That's a great score. But yeah, my score is probably more realistic. I'm going to actually give it an 8.8. It's not quite a 9. It's a great game, but it doesn't, even though the hype was like, oh, this is bringing so much new revolutionary stuff to the table. It is, but it's not the kind of game that just wowed me. I mean, it was great at first, but it's like, it really just doesn't bring you back. You don't have a craving to keep going. It's just like, I feel like I should be finishing this game, but I just can't bring myself to do it because I'm like,
I've been begging him to finish so I could tell him the ending. Eventually, I just tell him what happened.
Yeah, everyone dies. Not really, I don't even know. Anyway, so my rating was 8.8, and so with that, we're gonna wrap up the Grand Theft Auto 4 review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We got a Call of Duty 4 review out there and
That's it.
And also a Gears of War 2, if you haven't seen that one already. That one's pretty hot. Anyway, I'd like to say peace up to everybody, and have a great night.